Risk of all sorts, including ill health, physical security, accidents, and natural disasters, remain unpredictable with consequences that could be dire. Glycolife Travel Insurance provides you with an insurance cover to relieve you financially and physically should you encounter any of the unforeseen events while traveling. With its solid international network, Glyco Travel Insurance guarantees you medical and emergency assistance if you fall ill, including care for COVID-19 infection, 24 hours assistance services, replacement for loss of baggage, passport, driving license, national identity card, and or equivalent consular documents. Glyco Travel Insurance also guarantees you cover for personal accident, personal liability, compensation for trip cancellation or curtailment, losses and delays that last over 4 hours. Contact Glycolife on 0302 218 or 0202 222 113 on WhatsApp for a travel insurance policy that best suits your need for an enjoyable travel in absolute peace of mind. Glyco, we cushion you for life. But Cowbank says, Charlie, forget to cash. Enjoy a life beyond cash when you use any of our digital solutions. Whatever you desire, we have a unique solution for you. Shop online or in-store using a range of debit and prepaid cards. Cards available include Visa, MasterCard, and GH-Link. You can also shop and make payments from a variety of virtual shops located on the Cowbank app. Additionally, our app and CarNet solutions support you and your business to perform all your transactions, including regulatory payments to government via the Ghana.gov platform. It's a one-stop shop. So whether you're shopping, transferring funds, or traveling this summer, just do it with Cowbank. You can also earn great discounts of up to 20% from a range of partners when you pay using our channels. To learn more about our digital solutions and partners, call us toll free on 0800 500 500 or chat with us online on our social media platforms and on WhatsApp. You can also contact us via email at customercare@cowbank.net. Visit our website, cowbank.net, to know more about our discount partners. Forget to cash. Simply go digital with Cowbank. Forward together. Akbafu.
Forward together.
Yes. Today we are, focusing on Galamsey. And, we've been talking about the solutions. How do we deal with it? You've heard talks about, banning all illegal scale mining. We've also heard, the government talking about informing chiefs on concessions and everything. But there's one man who says the solution is in how we managed land and our resources pre-independence.
Okay.
Pre-independence. So did you know that in the past, if you were cultivating land or you had any land, yes, the land, whatever you were doing on the land belonged to you, but the land belonged to the stool. And all resources on the land belonged to the stool.
Yeah.
Today, all resources on the land belongs to the government.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so if you find gold in your backyard, it belongs to government. It doesn't belong to you. It is actually held in trust for the people of Ghana by the president. So you are not the one who owns any gold that you find in the land. And you've seen the situation where people go to our lands, go to our villages to say, I have a license, I'm coming to mine, and that's the end of it. Now, this man will be joining us, and he's the foremost expert when it comes to land law, and I'm sure you know whom we are talking about, lawyer Kwawu. He says we have to go back to that system where, the resources were owned by the people in that community.
That's interesting.
Because if it is owned by the people in that community, they know they are beneficiaries of that, mineral.
Yeah.
So they would not sit down and allow people just to destroy it.
That sounds like a hurdle.
Well, that sounds like a hurdle, but he actually makes the point that within the current system, if we do not change to some of the things he's been talking about, even if you bring Jesus Christ as, Lands and Natural Resources Minister, he cannot fight Galamsey. He will fail. Because at the end, you're faced with a similar problem. He talks about a lot of things. Look at our mining districts. The Minerals Commission. They have 13 district offices. You go to some of the offices, there are about just 5 officials there. Meanwhile, go around and you have National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO. They are everywhere. They have about 6,000 employees. And you expect 5 people in 13 districts, multiply that, you're getting about 70, to help you in the fight against Galamsey. Send all the military men. Send the national security operatives. When they go there,
Won't
they
work.
see the people and they also join. We have to change the whole cycle. And this morning, we're going to share with you why we have to change the whole cycle. We'll start off with the history, right from, the Ashanti Constitution and Law by R.S. Rattray to 1962 when Kwame Nkrumah changed the laws. You don't want to miss this show.
Well, that's the perspective we want to listen to. And
Exactly.
hopefully,
It will change.
Things will change.
I have been engaging him, and I tell you what, you don't want to miss any bit about this show this morning. But now time for the Joy Business Report with Daryl, Kwawu, and the team.
hi everyone, and coming up this morning on the Joy Business Report, government to finalize second round of program negotiations with the International Monetary Fund in Washington, D.C. tomorrow, as it still remains optimistic of closing an end-of-year deal. Also coming up, rising inflation to continue posing risk to yields on treasury bills as government seeks to raise 1.44 billion cedis from sale of short-term instruments this Friday, and Food and Beverages Association to close shops for 3 days in support of Ghana Union of Traders Association's protest against difficult economic conditions. Stay with us for deep. My name is Daryl. Thanks for staying with us this morning. First up, government is expected to finalize ongoing negotiations with the International Monetary Fund in Washington, D.C. tomorrow. But is an end-of-year fund program feasible? Here's George Jaffe with more from Washington, D.C.
Government is closing this chapter on the second round of negotiations after making some progress on the energy sector debt discussions. This is one area that is expected to play a very important role in the whole debt discussion mix before a program is finalized for Ghana. The team has also made some significant progress on engagement with other development partners like the World Bank to also be advancing some financial support for Ghana's program with the IMF. According to government, these discussions with the World Bank and other countries that will be coming on board to support Ghana's program has been very positive. Well, things are not done yet, as another mission visit is expected in the coming days. Government is also expected to put together what is described as the letter of intent to the IMF before the end of this month. That will open a new chapter in government's quest to secure a program before the end of this year with the IMF.
George Jaffe with that report. Now, rising inflation will continue to pose an upside risk to yields on treasury bills and other short-term securities. That's according to a report by Data Bank Research. More now from Charles Nixon Yabua.
The report said investors will continue demanding higher yields to compensate for the rising inflation. Inflation has been surging and it's uncertain whether the rate will fall soon. Though interest rates have been rising, investors are not so much enthused about the yields because it is far lower than the current inflation of 37.2%. However, the report said investors will maintain their interest in T-bills for repricing benefits while focusing on the near to medium-term maturities in the secondary market. Last week, the government failed to meet the auction target of treasury bills. Meanwhile, this week, the government is seeking to raise 1.44 billion cedis from the 91-day to 182-day bills to refinance the upcoming T-bill maturities of 1.44 billion cedis.
Charles Nixon Yabua. Now, GT Bank was the most profitable bank in the year 2021, according to the 2022 Ghana Banking Survey report. GT Bank recorded 74% of profit before tax margin. Standard Chartered Bank followed in the second position, whilst Absa Bank was third, Access Bank fourth, and Zenith Bank placed fifth. The overall profit before tax margin of the banking industry in Ghana grew by 45%, which is 5% higher than the growth rate achieved in 2020. The growth rate of 45%, the report said, is the highest recorded margin in the last 5 years. This is in line with the recovery of the economy from the impact of COVID-19 and the banking sector cleanup. Now, players within the insurance space are calling for some legislation to cover domestic insurance policies to cushion Ghanaians against unforeseen global circumstances. According to the General Manager of Finance at the State Insurance Company, Kenneth Akolache, this will aid in increasing insurance coverage. Speaking to Joy Business at the Ghana Accountancy and Finance Awards, he said that the legislation should be very strict.
Motor, we are a bit covered. Now we need to have a lot of legislation in the other aspects of our life. Personal, domestic fire policies for house, homes, and all with the flood, fires here and there. Yes, if there is legislation in that respect, because sometimes anytime there's a flood, we are calling for government support. But if you have insurance legislation to that every residential property should have some insurances at hand, it is going to help to also improve the penetration and to make it easy for people to enjoy the benefits of insurance.
You had Kenneth Akolache there. He's General Manager of Finance at the State Insurance Company. Now, the Food and Beverages Association says it will close retail shops in the Greater Accra region for 3 days in support of the Ghana Union of Traders Association's protest against difficult economic conditions. According to the association, 3 days of total shutdown is enough to drum home their demands to government. Executive Secretary of the Food and Beverages Association, Samuel Agri, tells Joy Business they are leaving no stone unturned in ensuring the cost of doing business is minimized.
Opening on Saturday is enough because you see, for such a shopping mall closed down and having lost 1 million cedi a day and 2 million cedis for 2 days should tell you that the situation is very serious. Because as I talk to you now, the losses that we are making, if you look at it, against the cedi depreciation, it's almost 50% that we have lost in our businesses. And we can't continue to see such phenomenon goes on. What we need to do is to take an action to drive home government's attention to it. So even if it's 1 day, government will still know that there's a problem that is going on. And this will go global. And therefore, the international community will also know that Ghana really has a problem and government need to address it.
You had the Executive Secretary of the Food and Beverages Association, Samuel Agri, as Guta closes shops today in protest of harsh economic conditions. Let's move on now. Government, through the Ministry of Trade and Industry, has facilitated the construction of a common user facility factory for the processing of maize for 600 farmers in the Ashanti region. With support from the African Development Bank, the factory is expected to add value to farm produce for sale in the markets or for export. Speaking to journalists after an official ceremony to open the factory, Minister of Trade and Industry Alan Chamatin explained that this forms part of the One District, One Factory initiative, hence government's resolve to see it become successful.
So it means that they will be supplying raw material or maize to their own processing plant, and when they bring it to the processing plant, they will be paid for whatever they bring, just as they would have if they were sending it to any other processing plant. But the beauty of this is that because they own the processing plant, it means that apart from being paid for whatever they supply to the factory, to their own factory, they would also earn the dividends when the raw material is processed into higher value added commodities. So this is a breakthrough model for enhancing the profitability or value addition for farmers.
Trade Minister Alan Chamatin there. Still with the agri sector, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana has appealed to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to involve local farmers in plans to increase rice and wheat production in Ghana as government engages experts from Ukraine. The experts from Ukraine have already arrived in the country, consulting with some stakeholders in government. Now, speaking to Joy Business, a programs officer with the association, Dr. Charles Nyaba, expressed disappointment in government for not engaging rice farmers in the country.
So if you have Ukrainian investors who are coming to the country, it's a laudable idea. But I think that we always need to get certain things right from the onset. When you do this, leaving the farmers out of the picture, you come and you realize that it won't work. Because we are in the field, we know where the problem is. We know the scope of work. We know how to engage them. It is the first time I'm hearing from you when the information came. We have a Ghana Rice platform where we have rice farmers from almost.
You had a programs officer with the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Dr. Charles Nyaba. At age 12, Deborah Boydimisa Mills will cut her mom's carpet to try her hands at making bags. It's no surprise today she's become popular for her hand-stitched ladies' bags, which could beat international brands. The Joy Business Van visits Hemiso GH to see some of Deborah's work and hear her story too. Here's a bit of it.
Hi Joy Business Van. My name is Deborah Boydimisa Mills. I am Creative Director for Hemisa GH and welcome to my shop. My love for bags, I think, started early. If I can remember, when I was about 11 or 12, I had the courage, and I don't know where it came from, but I cut my mother's linoleum carpet, and she mentioned that I said I was making a bag for church. And I think since then, it's been trying different things. My love for bags is just something that sometimes I don't even understand myself, but it gives me fulfillment, knowing that I can create something like a bag for work, for school, a laptop bag, any other thing that has to do with packaging.
Mr. GH on the Joy Business Van this afternoon at 1, right after the Joy Business Report, 5 p.m. on Business Live on the Joy News channel. Let's check the markets for you. On the currency market this morning, dollar going for 12 cedis, 60 pesos. The British pound going for 13 cedis, 40 pesos. The pound, the euro, rather, selling at 11 cedis, 80 pesos. And on the commodity market, crude oil trading at $90 a barrel this morning. The precious metal gold lost almost $6 to open trading at $1,646 an ounce. Cocoa is selling at $2,305 a ton after losing $35 from yesterday's trading. There is more news on our website at myjoyonline.com /business. My name is Daryl Kwawu. Winston keeps looking at the rates.
Yes. The dollar is affecting a lot of things. And, every bullet in Ukraine affects us in Ghana.
I saw on Twitter somebody say every bullet in Ukraine affects the plantain farms or something because Kofi Brookman is selling at 5 cedis somewhere. I don't know. And so, it appears that every bomb in that
there's this joke that
affects everything else.
Somebody went to buy, a cream, a locally made cream. I'm not going to mention the name. And he said, I didn't buy this. I said, dollar. I said, no, we said dollar, no cano.
Perfect excuse.
You got everything. That's the profiteering aspect of it all. There's an angle. Profiteering.
Maybe the cream is imported.
Imported from where?
Yeah, maybe it's imported.
Made right here in Ghana. But there's a profiteering angle to everything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the essence of capitalism. But if I have to feed myself and I am dependent on solely what I do, I'm sorry, but you have to pay for it.
Isn't that what they say? It's a free economy. Isn't that what they say?
Which one? Free economy. Free market economy.
Free market economy. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.